All right, wake up humans. Welcome back to another episode with my man, Dr. Drew. What's up, big boy?
What's up, Motherload? It's uh
Oh,
it's a
good.
great day right after July 4th. Um, Talk about freedom, man. We are living freedom. We are living in liberties and justice for all that we don't even deserve, bro. Like we are riding on the shoulders of military giants, um, and living a life I can't imagine.
Yeah, man. I was telling my girls a song came on today in the office, and it's one they use on TikToks a lot when, there'll be a little girl in school and her father comes back and he hasn't seen him in like a year and he walks up behind her. And we were talking about it in the office, because it's right Independence Day and these guys
Yeah,
are overseas so we could do this. And I see these TikToks and I literally will cry every time. And some of the guys like, me too,
yeah,
because
yeah.
you realize, but you forget sometimes what goes into having this freedom.
It is. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of lives been laid down because of it. And
100%.
uh, and the song is probably that Toby Keith song.
I don't know who it
Is
is.
it Toby Keith?
I don't know
Man,
what.
it's. But I'll start watching those, and then it starts coming up on my feed because of the algorithm, and I'm just like, I can't watch this. It's having me tore up.
Yeah, I just become a sap as I've gotten older. I mean, Tammy came up this week. We stayed in Connecticut. I got Kylie and Sierra overseas. So not Sierra, Kylie and Brooke. Brooke's there
Brooke.
for study abroad, and Kylie met her, and they FaceTimed us July 4th, and they were on a camelback ride in the desert,
What?
in Morocco. And here I am on the beach that I
Yes,
raised
man.
my kids, and I'm seeing these little kids run around. I'm like, where has life gone? I've got my kids were babies running around here. Now they're on a camel. I don't know how many thousands of miles away. It was bizarre, man.
Yeah. It's like, listen, girls, just don't drink the water. Have
Oh,
fun. Don't drink the water.
dude, they went like 2 hours out and camped out overnight.
What?
Yeah, I'm like, what? I got pictures of them in like the turban things. They're sending me all these videos. I'm like, please, Lord, be protect them. Yeah.
Dude, wait, I am a grown man and I would not do that. I'd be like, take
No.
me back. It's hot.
Yeah, a freaking camel. Who wants to
I
ride
want to go to the pool.
a
But good for them. That's those memories of
living their life, bro?
yeah, yeah. And
That's
and it's a
freedom,
different
right?
yeah, and it's a different kind of sacrifice, but that sacrifice of working and long days and sleepless nights gives to them a life they can't imagine either.
Oh man, I had so many great conversations with people just about chiropractic and living that lifestyle. And, there was people I haven't seen in a long time that are like, I should have come to you years ago. Can I still come? Now they're older and they're getting beat up and they wish, we just had a guy come in today that I've been telling him for 15 years and he's not able to golf now. He's damaged. And
Yeah.
I'm like, he goes, I should have done this when you told me about it 15 years ago. I said,
Hmm.
well, don't should have all over yourself. Let's just get you under care.
Yeah. Yeah. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Second best time to plant a tree is today.
That's right. It's not too late.
You're like, do it today. It's all right.
Yeah.
Do it. And that's the thing. We tell people like, listen, like when you're living clear, when you're connected, you're gonna be a better husband, you're gonna be a better wife, you're gonna be a better spouse, a child. You're gonna be better in every way you can think of.
And it's compounding interest, right? The earlier you start, it's gonna manifest and grow through the years that when you wake up in your 40s and 50s, you're not crawling around like most of these people because like, oh, I'm 50 years old.
Yeah.
That's silly.
No, man, 50. Man, I'm gonna tomorrow I'm gonna be 49, right? Tomorrow's my
Yes.
birthday, 49.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so far my 40s have been my best decade.
Well, you're probably the fittest I think I've ever seen you right now.
Yeah, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. And not even really trying hard. It's like 10, 15 minutes a day. you
15
know?
minutes a day?
Yeah, not much. Just little things, but that consistency over time.
What are you doing? Like water aerobics?
Oh, no, man. When you talk about doing goat yoga, dude,
Oh,
I've got one dumbbell I use. That's adjustable. A guy that's like he comes in here. I think um, Liz Moore down in Key West may be seeing them this coming week. They're going down there. I'm like, go see Liz. She's fired up on life. She's hardcore. So they got to stop by and see her. But and he's like, his calves are like Shrek, dude. Like, and I'm like, dude,
Shrek.
what kind of? Yeah, he's huge, like just huge. And I'm like, what should I got to do better. I've got me some dumbbells and I'm just going to crush it at home. He like, listen, just use one dumbbell, use one. And then like, keep yourself straight. And then when you're doing these hammer curls and everything, um, just make sure you stay straight. Then it engages your core. Just all this. I'm like, well, I didn't even think about that. So, now I hadn't did it. I've not done it in probably, I don't know, a month, but my plank was up to like 2 minutes and 40 something seconds.
Wow, that's good. That's a good plank, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And I even still have my belly, and I can't get rid of it. Uh,
Uh,
Claudia, she was going to go to the store a second ago as soon as we closed to get like some balloons and stuff. I'm like, don't, like, it's okay. Like, I don't like all the attention and stuff. She's like, no, I'm doing it. I'm like, all right, well, listen, do not get me a cookie cake. Do not.
Big seeds. Come on.
No, listen. And she knows why. She watches it because probably 2 weeks ago or so, maybe last week, guess it was after church, whenever, we went in Publix and I'm like, ooh, look at that cookie cake. That looks so good. I'm not going to get it. She's like, get it if you want it. It's okay. And I'm like, I think I will. Like 2 days, I ate the whole thing. So I'm like, listen, I've got to do good. Like, it's hard though, man. It's hard.
Give yourself a treat as long as you train it off.
Yeah. Yeah. I get on that Peloton, ride that bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's just that consistency, I think, over time is what makes a difference. Just like with chiropractic care.
Why don't you
Same
get a
thing.
second dumbbell? Why are you working off one dumbbell?
That's what he said. He said use one, keep yourself straight, keep it orthogonal, and then it engages your core, keeping yourself straight.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, well, I don't care. So I don't need to use both of them. He's like, well, you can. But like, if you use one, you're working a whole nother muscle group,
That
you
makes
know.
sense. Little
Yeah.
stabilization.
Yeah. He said it makes a little bit of difference. It's not like you're going to get killer abs because of that, but it just engages them. It makes you more conscious instead of just kind of ramping them out.
That's right.
And I'm doing the, what he call it? Time under tension, like just real slow, you know. I'm like, oh man, 15, 20 of those are killing me.
All right.
But, I just want to be better.
Why
Just want to
not?
be better.
You
I,
deserve
I
it.
gotta, yep, I gotta be here a long time.
That's a fact.
Got to be here a long time. And, we've all seen the patients, and we do need to see them more at the beginning. But people are like, listen, I'm going to come in every day for 3 weeks. But listen, maybe you don't need to. But then we don't see them for 8 months after that.
What's their
Take
point?
those, yeah, take those 15 visits over 3 weeks, spread them out over a few months. You're going to be way better off.
Uh, the mentality.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Yeah, it is. Like it takes time to build yourself healthy.
It takes discipline and consistency, right?
Hmm.
That's what I was telling, some people this weekend. I said, your nervous system controls it all, baby. You got to have a chiropractor on your team, you
Yep.
know? And it was great.
And the
There are other patients down there and they're coming up, and they're telling stories and they're talking about, how their children's lives have been changed. And it's just so great to hear, because I've been around here a long time now. And it's just, great to hear it. You see it for years and how these people, what could have been. A lot of them are like, what could, imagine if we didn't meet you, imagine if we didn't get adjusted. And it's like, well, you did. And that you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and like who was that? Charles Dickens said, and that has made all the difference. Just all the difference.
Yeah.
It's and we go out to eat at lunch, and we love just to sit and kind of look around and just see who we see that we know.
Yeah, I love doing that.
Just like look at them. I remember them, and then they come over there like, "Hey, what you doing?" Like, "Hey," and Dr. Claudia come up with a good idea. We need to do it. Need to let people know that um, when they see us out, if they get a selfie with us, whoever does that for the month, then do a drawing. Whoever's posted that, excuse me, then we do a drawing, and they get like a $50 gift card.
That's a
Have it
great
like have it like dinner with the doc or something. Like, hey, when you see us out, take a selfie with us, post it, and then you're in a raffle drawing for like a gift card.
People are going to be hunting you down, bro.
Right? And they want that selfie, and then they get a gift card. And then everywhere on everybody's social, look, I saw the two docs. I got my picture made with them.
That would be fun.
It would,
That would be
you
fun. I
know.
used to do that with if I was driving, and one of my kids all the time they would see our stickers on like the back of cars, and they say, "Look, look." So I started. If I see it, I take a picture of it. You don't know whose car it is, or if I see it in a parking lot, and then I said, "If this is your car, you get a T-shirt." So
Yeah,
people
that's
are
awesome.
grabbing stacks of stickers to put on their car. On the highway, and you would see our Judson Family Chiropractic logo or Wake Up Humans, and that was fun.
Yeah, it's to me that's the best kind of marketing. Just where it's fun, it engages everybody, and and that's another thing that's been kind of maybe weighing on me a little. People say at DE, which is coming up in like week and a half,
It's
two
crazy. It
weeks,
crept up,
whatever.
huh, man? Crept up fast.
Yeah, July 17th. People say, oh, I don't get nuts and bolts there, but you do. You do. You learn like how to live authentically. You learn how to live a lasting purpose,
Right.
and then the script comes. I don't have a script. You know, maybe I should, but if you learn to live lasting purpose, if you learn what's being taught there, shoot, man, practice is gonna grow.
I used to poo-poo the script thing, but a lot of people, if they don't have the lasting purpose and they don't have the vision yet, I tell them just you got to know what the outcome of the visit is. What's
Yeah,
the outcome of the first visit? What's the outcome of the second visit? And what's the outcome of the 56th visit? And what's your dialogue? What are you teaching, explaining? What road are you leading them down? And if you know your outcome, you're going to be dealing with 5 or 6 different personality types. How are you going to bring them through that outcome? The language is going to be different, the tone is going to be different, but the message is the same. So you could have a script, but it's not going to fit with this personality type, but you'll use the same message, just change the script.
yeah, yeah, and it's everybody's different. And I've said 100 times, like if the engineer from Georgia Tech that lives up here comes in, he'd like to hear about condyle shape and all the stuff. Um,
Right.
but the guy that drives the dump truck, he don't care.
No.
He don't care. He's like, that's great, Doc. Like whatever. Um, I'm sold. I've been coming in for a while. Face down. Let's go.
And you got to read the room, right?
Yeah,
You could talk that guy out of chiropractic care real easy if you're talking condyles and shoving things down his throat.
yeah, and even and I know it's different in every like region, but down here, if you're for some people, if you're too doctor like, be like, oh well, he's just talking down to me.
Yeah.
He thinks I don't have any common sense.
Yeah. Or you're selling them.
Yeah, yeah, and we don't sell nothing.
Right.
We only sell the patient on themselves and their ability to heal when their nervous system's clear.
That's right. And
You
they
know,
feel it.
it's
They'll feel you. That's why they're walking up to you at restaurants saying hello because they love you guys.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
try to
and
avoid you and dip out the back door.
yeah, yeah, and like Red, well, his name is R. Ed. We just call him Red because it just rolls off better. We see him and his wife for 8 or 9 years, at least 2 or 3 times a week at lunch, and we go all over the place. But we'll be like, oh, there's Red, and he's like up in
Where's
his
Waldo?
90s. Yeah, he's in his 90s. She's probably late 70s, and they go out to eat every day at lunch. That's their time. And then sometimes, like last week, we saw them going into wherever. We're going into Outback. They were going into Chili's. I just whistled and waved, and they waved, and we laughed, and that was it. But it's just that connection of,
Connection. That's exactly what it is.
and
And
then we finished, and they wanted to come speak, so they, for them it made their day.
there's no CEU for that, huh?
No, no, man, just loving people,
Yeah. That's one
just
thing
loving them.
I love about DE is you don't need CEUs to attract the crowd.
No,
They're coming
no,
for the right reason because they want to change their life so they could change patients' lives, and that's how you grow a practice.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then wherever you get your CEUs, that's great. If you're in Georgia, get them from the GCC. Only place to get them.
Supported 110%.
Yeah, and I mean we get cover hours for like 30 something states. So even if you're not in Georgia, we do them online. Like, man, it's the best hours. We just had Jamie Wicksiver from Tennessee.
Ah, she's great.
Yeah, talking about tone and how you take care of people in a tonal model, but with volume. Great.
Mm, that's clever. That's interesting.
Yeah, I
Now,
mean,
is this something that's recorded that you could tap into later to watch?
yeah, should be. I think Rando has them on.
Yeah, Rando's got a great program, man,
Yeah,
where he's grabbing some really good principled speakers and he's creating an environment to get all your credits. I
yeah,
think
it's great, man. Like, it's crazy how, I mean, just like with Rando, how that came about. I met him, was that like September of 2014, maybe 15? Um, up in Connecticut. I met him and Keith, your old patient.
yeah,
Um, and like that's where it started.
that's
That's
right.
where DE just upped the ante.
We brought Rando to DE to start doing our, what do you call it, AV stuff, because
Yeah.
me, you, Eddie, and Lieberman, we used to do it.
It
we,
was so bad, man.
we became big boys and got Rando, and then he met Megan, and I think they're on an anniversary right now in Spain or Italy or something.
Yeah, they're overseas. You
Yeah,
know, tell
they're
them to
awesome.
ride. Tell your girls to ride their camels to wherever they're at and have dinner with them.
But it's all about connection, right? I mean, we talk about in chiropractic about living clear, clear atlas, brainstem, being connected. And then when you're connected and you're in a more loving, nurturing environment, get around the right people, and God brings people together like he did with Rando and Megan. I got time to spend with them at their house a couple weeks ago. We were there for Canes baseball in Greenville area. And it was just awesome to be in their presence and connected to where they hang out all the time.
Yeah, and just Rando is like so um unique. Like, you know, he just unique, bro. Just I love it. I love it.
I told him with his experience, this when I first met him in Connecticut, his videography experience, because you go to my website, he made all those videos.
Hmm.
And I said, you just have he calls himself a storyteller. So he could talk to you and pull things out of you and create through videography a story. And he loves that. And I said, someday we're going to have you help us do that with chiropractic to get our message out to the masses. And it's still going to happen. I feel it, like I want to get him involved in the ICA in helping us promote it and promote chiropractic and family care and kids getting adjusted and create a portal. But you have to be an ICA member to get access to the portal, to be
Yeah,
able to get
that's
it
awesome.
out there and pump and educational things to the world, right? Because we're
Yeah.
international. I've had that idea in my brain since I met him way back in whatever year that was, in 2000 and something. And I was thinking
Yeah.
about it the other day. Like it's got to happen. Like I put Keith Wass songs, all his slides are running through our offices, and patients
Hmm.
will just sit there and say, "I love these." I said, "I got thousands of these slides. It's like I don't see the same one twice, and it's always something new, but it's backed up by research, it's facts, and it's about how incredible the body can heal itself, and you've got to live clear."
Yeah.
People need to see that stuff, man.
Yeah, because they just don't know.
They
You know,
don't.
they just don't know. It's um, that's why when we try to do videos for our patients about research and new things, because they don't know.
Nope.
And if they don't know, who's going to tell them?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not going to be the MD, DO, not going to be RFK doing his thing.
Yep.
Right. We've got to tell them.
We have to.
We got to
It's
tell them.
so
And
easy with today's technology.
yeah, yeah, and they deserve us to tell them.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if we don't want to, they deserve it,
That's right.
you know. I
That's right.
mean, if you want to make the world um, better and be more impactful, you have to.
Right.
However you want to reach the people, you've got to reach the people.
Yep. And
You know.
not care what anyone thinks. Just do it for the right reasons.
Oh man, that's the thing. I love that just not caring what anybody thinks.
Why
Went
would
to see a sweet little family this weekend, and um, they have like a little store at the end of their driveway. And Josh Haymore, that's doing the FCA run, they have a store. They have cows, and Sarah, his wife, will go out there. She'll milk the cow. You have raw milk. She uses the raw milk, makes butter, and then she makes the bread with the raw milk and butter. You
oh
know, just everything. They have a whole little shop, just all on the honor system. Went out there to get some bread, and that's another reason I have my belly, because I ate that whole loaf of bread in one night. You know, but um, and then we were leaving. Josh pulled up from training with James. He's like, "Y'all come on down here." So we went to the back, and Sarah, his wife, down there in the pasture with a push lawnmower, cutting the weeds down. It's like hot as blazes, right? And then we whistle and wave. She stops. She's walking up there. These four girls, two of them in dresses. One of them's in like a white wedding looking dress. She's like three. They come walking out of the woods in these dresses and dirt and stuff all over them. They can't walk up the hill fast enough to get to us, and love them. One of them's got a birthday tomorrow too. I don't know where I was going with that, but oh yeah, they don't care what anybody thinks either.
no.
They are living their life. They're loving their kids. They're teaching their kids at home. Um, some of the smartest kids you'll ever see, and they're doing their raw milk. They're doing their homemade bread. They're doing their tick tinctures, whatever, for like stuff, and it's great. They crochet little animals. She has little paintings in there. It's just they're living their life. They're clear, um, and they just don't give a rip what anybody thinks about them. They know
And
who
they
they
get
love.
they get adjusted regularly, right? They're in
Yeah,
your office. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They they love Jesus. They love chiropractic. They love people. Um, you know, I, I I don't know. I'm just glad they love us.
He had one heck of a story, man. That guy. That was I enjoyed doing that podcast. A lot of people were commenting on that podcast. That was a great one.
Yeah, it
Haymore.
was. It
He's
was, man.
special. He's been through a lot, and his wife is special.
Yeah, yeah. If y'all get to come to that race, you'll get to meet her. So
Yeah, we got the Life Leadership Weekend the same weekend, and Sierra said, "Dad, that's the same weekend of the race."
yeah, yeah,
Major
be
show up.
awesome.
Yeah.
And she's a nurse. Like she's a RN. Like a lot of people will have babies, and she's like right there with them at home.
Does she work in the hospital at all or no?
No, no, she's milking cows and making bread, and like, dude, you think Josh is a hoss, but she's amazing.
Hearing their story and how she handled everything, she's the hoss, bro.
Yeah, yeah. It just,
That
you
was
know,
just amazing how that
yeah,
young lady handled that situation and saved his life.
yeah, and just so humble, and and I'm and he knows that, and he loves her so well too,
It's
you
beautiful.
know.
It's
Great,
beautiful.
great protector. But it's gonna be good, man. I'm ready for DE. I'm ready for dude. I'm ready for everything. I don't even know what's coming up, but I'm ready for it.
We
You
gotta
know what
get
I mean?
Brian and Eddie back on here. We gotta get our pre-show before DE going.
Dude, we need to do a pre-show and a post-show.
I was talking flights today with Tammy because I got some crazy weeks coming up because of Canes baseball where I'm flying everywhere. And she's like, well, I could basically fly you from Alabama right to DE. And I said, I'm not gonna have clothes. Like I don't have those kind of clothes handy. She goes, just go out and go shopping. I'm like, I don't want to go shopping. So I might show up at DE with nothing. I'm gonna get a
Hey,
Puma sweatsuit. I'm gonna get a black Puma sweatsuit and a red Puma sweatsuit. That's what I'm gonna wear.
you look like part of the Italian mob.
Yeah.
That's that's all right. That's all right. Now she coming?
No, she's away with Jamie. She's got a national lacrosse tournament, I think, up in Maryland. So she's got to go, I believe, to that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
got
That's
the next month is a pretty crazy month for us. But I got Michelle and Monica, who's our office manager for all of Life Family Chiropractic. She's been begging to come, so she's coming, and Michelle's coming, so they're going to piggyback with each other. So
that'd be
they're
cool.
really excited, and then we got a bunch of our docs from the offices, and yeah, we got a good crew coming this time.
Yeah, shoot, make one of them bring her clothes.
Bring out
You're
where they're.
like, bro, they'll quit before they bring my clothes.
I just don't have the clothes up here, man, that I would wear normally, but they're all back in Florida. I don't think I'm going
Oh
to be
yeah,
back
yeah,
in
yeah,
Florida
yeah.
for a couple of weeks.
Whew. Y'all are busy, bro. Y'all are busy.
It's an interesting life, man. It was great because I said they came up to Connecticut and Kane hasn't really been here in a while. So when he walked on the beach, there's people that haven't seen him in probably since we moved to Florida, and they're looking up to him now, just like holy cow.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
huge, man.
it
He's a
was
beast.
it was fun. It was fun. You know,
Now that video you put up earlier, um, of the guy on the bench, is that King?
that's Kane. So we were in a hotel. I think that's when we were. Might have been Atlanta or South Carolina in the hotel, and he's like, I got a lift. He goes, you want to go to the gym? So we went to the hotel gym. I mean, he puts his training in. He doesn't miss. He's like, I got to train, and I'm standing there, and I'm just, as a dad, one of the things I always with my kids is I won't overly say to them, I'm proud of you. I tell them they should be proud of themselves. But I mean, that moment, just seeing him, I was across the other area doing something else, and he was just grabbing these dumbbells, doing inclines. And I just took a picture. I'm like, of him in the mirror, the reflection. I'm like, man, I'm just proud of this kid. Like, Kane, you're doing a great job, pal. So Michelle's
He's
wanted to put a quote out there, and she said, "Can I use? Will Kane be upset if I use this picture?" I'm like, "No."
yeah, yeah. I saw it, and I'm like, I can't see. I think
Yeah,
that's King though.
it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
a little.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just it's like you don't have to push him. I mean, he just does the things he needs to do,
Hmm.
and that's just years of just telling him if you want it bad enough, you got to go for it. I'm not going to push you, and he just does it.
Yeah, all those kids gonna be okay, man.
Yep,
They're all gonna be okay.
yep. And
You know.
he'll sit in the hotel chair before we leave to go to the game. Can you check me? Can you check me? So it's just
Yeah,
they think differently, man, because they were raised differently, and it's just as a parent, it's great to see. And you get,
yeah.
for me, I'm just super proud of all my kids.
Hmm.
Beautiful. I mean, seeing
Yeah,
pictures
and
of Kylie and Brooke on camels with turbans wrapped around their head, I'm like, what is going on?
well, Are you okay? Have you changed your name?
Please just get home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And they're such sweet girls too, like every one of them,
Yeah.
every one of them. And just like you said, how Kane asked, get Justin, but he's all right speaking up too. The other day when y'all were down here, he was just like, "Hey, can you check me real quick?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's awesome."
He loves having my friends check him. Like
Yeah,
we went to Paul's office,
yeah,
and then when we went back, he said, "Hey, can we get out to his office again?" And we just they shifted the game time, so we didn't have a chance. But his brain, going to your offices, he's like, I'm gonna have Drew check me." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." It's not one of my close friends, Kane, that I would tell you no. Like it's great to have the different hands, and he loves it. He loves it.
yeah,
Loves
yeah.
it.
I know, and it's so good that because he's not that old. He's what, 16,
17.
17 now. Um, just to have that foresight to be like, I'm going to ask them. I'm going to ask them.
Yeah.
And then doing it, not like, hey man, do you mind checking him? Like he just takes the initiative himself.
Oh yeah. They're not held back. They're not reserved, man. They're not.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But their parents aren't either.
No.
You
No.
know, it's Tammy stuff come out of her mouth, and I'm just like, oh, that'll hit me hard. That hits me hard. I got to wear an undershirt now. She's already got my number.
It was funny. We were having dinner with Paul and his wife, Paul Blumsack and
Mhm.
his wife, and we had spent time at his office, and we're eating dinner, and Kane's just quiet listening, and me and Paul are talking. We're talking about office promotions and reaching people and educating people, and I think I said something like, "Have no fear, the chiropractor's here," and we're talking about how sometimes people are nervous and they see the things on TikTok. And Kane chooses food, and he says, "Fear God, not chiropractic." And I was like, "Ooh." Paul was like, "That's good." And so I sent that to Michelle, and then she put it out there, and it says Judson. I'm like, "You got to make sure that's Kane Judson. That's
That
good.
K in front of it.
Put the K in there, baby. That's not Steve Judson. That was Kane."
No, that's
17-year
Hurricane.
old kid eating Chinese food just looked up and said, because he's like, "Why are people afraid? Fear God, not chiropractic." I was like, "Oh, baby, that's a good one."
Yeah, yeah. That's his name serves him well.
Yeah.
Hurricane. That's
Hurricane.
it. Like you think it's quiet, you in the eye of the storm, and then bam, he got you.
Uh, hey, I've had some dialogue with him, man, about when his sport days are over, about maybe being a chiropractor. He's kind of brought it up a little bit. So that could be interesting.
That would be good.
That
That
would
would
be
be good.
awesome.
You
That
know, he would be a good chiropractor, right?
Oh gosh, yeah. Him and
Yeah,
Sierra, they work and Brooke, they all work on each other at home when I'm not there. They'll stretch each other and just kind of get their hands on each other, and they got
yeah,
good hands. Like they love it. It's just
yeah, and just palpate each other, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and talk about it. Like it's fun to just sometimes I'll be in the kitchen, I'll hear them, because Kane's like, Sierra, can you my shoulder? And I got hit in football today. Can you just work on it? And she loves doing it. She's like, yeah. I said, just get your hands on them because you'll get
yeah,
that feel. So when you go to chiropractic school, it's not foreign to you. And we
yeah.
had fun with it. But yeah, would he be a good? He'd be a great chiropractor.
Yeah, I was talking to a student the other day, and I'm like, man, in some ways, being in school was some of the best years of my life. Some
Right.
of the most fun. They're just like, oh no, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's different now. I'm like, but man, like we would sit around and break down chiropractic and get shouting mad at each other sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And I just don't know if they have that anymore.
Well, I went and visited a school with Sierra, and I asked the girls touring us, and the answer was no. And I said, man, back in the day, we'd sit around with green books and just jam and break things down and argue. I said, do you guys do that? Do you read the green books? And the little girl looks at me and she says, are those Rob Sinot's books? So I bought them both Palmer Law of Life and I gave it to them. I haven't heard from them, but I've got an intern from a college here who's now going to be a chiropractor. And I just gave him Palmer's Law of Life.
Yeah.
So he said, I got a question. And he was asking about, the innate brain versus the educated brain. And we had this whole discussion. And I felt like I was back in school. I said, Chris, this is what we did all through school. These conversations right here, which you have to have, from here on forward, to just break it down. Like, what is innate intelligence, universal intelligence, educated intelligence? What does it mean to adapt, to live clear, subluxation versus manipulation, or adjustment versus manipulation, subluxation,
Mhm.
all this stuff, and just argue it, try to prove it wrong, challenge it.
Yeah.
So when you're ready to get out to the world and start educating them, there's no doubt.
Mm. No, because school, you're in a little bubble.
Yeah.
Like everybody, for the most part, kind of agrees with you. We're all in it together. It's great. We're studying. But then you go out in the world and they're just like, that's not right. You're like, no, listen, this is why it's right.
Right.
You know, it's said something to this guy. He's the coach and health teacher and everything. He's always I said something about his brain stem one day. I'm like, man, let's just make sure that brain stem's clear. He kind of latched onto it almost like a poking the bear kind of thing. Like, oh, let me check. You got to check my brain stem. The other day, I'm like, listen, bro, like you taught health. You remember basic anatomy, right? You got to remember basic anatomy. Brainstem goes down to C2. It's in Netter, it's in Gray's Anatomy. That's where it goes to. If one of these bones are subluxated, it's putting pressure on your brainstem. You don't want that. Like face down. It's just like you're always going to get opposition,
Yep.
no matter where you're at. You're going to
Yep.
get opposition.
That's right.
You know, and it's
That's
almost
great.
like,
There's no problem. There has to be challenge. Some of my
yeah,
greatest patients are the ones that came in the office and said, I think my wife made me come. I think this is bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, you don't want to be here, but she loves you. So just shut your mouth and listen and let's see what happens. And they've been patients for 18 years.
that's wild, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's wild. Um, Clayton, one guy that come in. I mean, my first month I was open, and I think it was Clayton. He had this low back pain, and I'm just like, all right, dude, we got you checked. Lay on your left side, right side up. Toggled him. I'm like, all right, lay there a minute. Come back, got him. I can let him lay longer because I wasn't that busy. I'm like, lay there. Then come back and got him. I'm like, all right, set up. He's like, is that it? You didn't even touch my low back. I'm like, set up. And then he's just like, man, it's that's amazing. It's gone. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens.
Ah,
You know, see you next week. And
that's
it's
right.
been next week since then,
Wow.
you know, and it's just, you got to get that opposition. And it's okay. And it's even okay to compromise a little. Like when I first opened, my hours were 9 to 12, 3 to 6. Like on three, all three, on three. I figured that'd be easy to remember. And then family, they still come in. Um, the second week I was open. She come in the first week. Second week I was open. Family come in again. She like, listen, you think you could move back your hours to 2:30? I'm like, why? I like the 3-3-3. I thought that mattered. She like, well, we pick up kids from the school and I don't want to go home and then come back out. I'm like, sure. Now it's 9 to 12, 2:30 to 6. Because it don't matter.
No.
If that's what allowed the kids to come, that's what it was.
Right. Well, you
You know,
adapted, right?
yeah, like whatever. Like I was just out of school, man. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, what do you need? We'll be here.
Mm, mm.
And then Clayton, there's another Clayton, um, one of her son, then her daughters, Anna Kate. Now they've married, they have families. He's a police officer, she's a teacher, and they were tiny when they came in. Just wild.
but what's great about the story though is you listened and you filled a need because she made perfect sense with what she said.
Mhm.
You know, she made perfect sense.
Yep.
When I
And
first I opened up at 7 in the morning because I felt like I had to be here. I was 7 to 7. I got to work. And then one of my mentors is like, why are you doing that? The people coming at 7 or 8, they'll come at 10. Be home for your kids, make them breakfast, drive them to school. And I waited a couple of weeks and I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. And everybody that came at 7 or 8 showed up at 10. And then so for years, I would get up, hang out with the kids, take them to school, and drive to the office. It was great. So I was seeing my kids every single day. That was one of the
yep,
greatest bits of advice. I felt like more hours would be better instead of just having smarter hours. Like depending on where you live, that 2:30 worked better than 3. So now how many
yep,
more families would thinking the same thing that could come to you?
yep. And about 2:40, we start getting excited, especially when school's in, because then here comes all these parents
Oh yeah.
bringing their babies in. And then the school, like you see these same classmates. Sometimes they'll bring in their little trapper keeper thing and like, hey, like, how do I answer this? Like, and then the kids that know each other at school are helping each other out with homework.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. When you look at the the impact, I just pray like when they're our age, they remember coming in and like, oh yeah, I remember that chiropractor's office. Like that was his old building. He died 2 weeks ago. I remember him. We would go in there, and they're like our age now. They're 50. It's 50
Mhm.
years from now. But
Yeah.
I remember going in there.
Wow.
That's I I don't know. That's
Hey,
what I
listen,
love.
you want a practice tip? You get those kids' t-shirts made up. I would get tie-dyed shirts made up with our logo on it. And these kids would go to school like on Spirit Day, whatever, and they'd all be wearing the shirts. And they all like, oh, Dr. Steve, I go there too. And it would spur conversations. And then teachers that I took care of, they're like, man, you take care of a lot of our kids. I had no idea because they were running around with the t-shirt.
Yeah, it's just those little things that add up, dude.
Yeah,
Like they like, should I do that marketing? Yes.
right.
Everything. Do it.
And
It's all
just have
right.
fun with it. Who cares? Just write a check. Have
Just
fun.
do it.
Nothing makes a kid happier than giving them a T-shirt. They love it. I saw a kid with one of our old T-shirts. Her mom had given it to her, still had it. This tie-dye T-shirt we made years ago was bonkers,
That's
bonkers.
awesome.
I've gone through hundreds of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Made,
Just do all the marketing. Do
time to make
all the
it happen.
marketing.
Yeah,
I've done one full disclosure, I've done one screening my whole life. That's it. I, I don't know. But now I used to go door to door to people's house.
I've never
I
done
would
that.
give a health talk in their living room and then bring the lady like a vase
Ah,
because that's what Dr. Sid said to do.
that's an old Dr. Sid one right there, pal.
Yep. Yep. A patient have great results, great story. Be like, hey, I would love to talk to some of your friends.
Yeah,
Um, well, where at? Like in your living room. Let me know.
bring your girlfriends over. They do their little card game outings, and I don't know what they call all these things, but I'll do an orientation night.
Yeah. And my uh the screening was at a funeral home.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Wow.
joking in the beginning about that.
Oh, it was at a funeral home.
Yeah, I've never heard that in my life, bro. That's hilarious.
I know. And a friend of mine he opened up another funeral home. He's like, hey, would you like to come up here and have a table? We're trying to get community involved. I'm like, sure. So I put water bottles on the table. Like I don't have string set or anything. Like what. And I had door hangers that when I would go door to door, I would put on their door if nobody was home. Put those door hangers on all the water bottles, and then we went and looked at his embalming equipment. Like that was it.
He came back, all the water was gone.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm out of here. But
My
it's just
my funniest one ever, bro, that I really had a great time was they were having this big summer festival in the park, and they wanted us to come and be part of it. And I'm like, I don't want to do a screening, but I said, we're going to do this. We're going to have fun. So I had water bottles made up with our logo. We just put them all on the table because people were going to be thirsty. And I had frisbees made up. I had ugly, like fluorescent green and orange and yellow, but with our logo on it. And we gave one out to every single kid. So I think we gave out like 200 frisbees, right? What do you think? So I said, what's going to happen is the kids are going to be throwing them. They're going to be hitting the adults. They're going to be rifling over people's heads, and then they're going to pick it up and keep seeing our logo. And man, I came back to that office the next week, and patients were coming in like, "Are you crazy? I almost got my head taken off. Yeah, you know how many frisbees?" It was the most fun thing I've ever done. I tell this to this day. I still have one of those frisbees in Florida, just as like I won't throw it away, just to like remember. And we'll do
Yeah.
it again just for fun. But it was like you talk about a fun marketing thing. People were talking.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have to be doctors, bro.
Oh,
Just go have fun.
fun.
Go have fun. You see a patient across the parking lot, whistle, wave at them, do the little heart sign to the wife that's like 80 years old, and they love it. It makes their day. You know, it's those little things. Talk about hot dogs, like then get in a debate about who makes the best hot dog, and then you go to Publix and get some Salem hot dogs and take it to them. Be like, listen, bro, you try these hot dogs, trust me. And they're just like, those are pretty good hot dogs. But then they have that forever. Like my chiropractor brought me weenies, you know, and it's not marketing. It's just, I don't know. You just love people and care about people and have
Fun.
fun and like live life instead of turned up to 8, like turn it up to 11.
Don't take yourself too damn seriously,
Yep. That's it.
doctor.
Who's a doctor, doctor?
Yeah, I gotta have fun. I hit a point in my office years ago. I'm like, this isn't fun right now. We got to change this out. Like, we
Yeah.
gotta have fun. Like, everyone's too serious. Everyone's
Yeah.
complaining about boyfriends, girlfriends. I got, I had to get rid of a bunch of people and kind of refresh. And we got the best staff ever right now.
Yeah, man. It's,
Early in the day when we had Alicia, you've met Alicia, man. She was fun, bro.
oh, yeah. Alicia,
Oh,
what was her last name?
Johnson.
Johnson, yep, yep.
Oh,
Had
oh,
the tall, slim husband with the
yeah,
beard, all
yeah,
the kids.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she's awesome, dude.
She'd still be working with me. She homeschools all her kids, and when she had her fourth one, it was like I can't do it anymore. It was hard homeschooling. But her energy she'd bring in, the events, and she would dress up as a cow, and we would call it Chiropractic Opportunity Week. And she would drive to the office in a cow suit, and then she'd go around to all the businesses handing out, invitations to come in and get checked. And
Oh yeah,
she didn't blink an eye to it. She loved it,
yeah,
loved
yeah.
it.
She was awesome, and like those people like that are what changes the whole direction of an office.
That's right. Just creates fun. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. It's like we're
Yeah,
back to that again. We're having fun. It's just, but it's serious when it has to be serious. Today we had two new patients today. The medical profession's giving up hope. And it
mhm.
was like after their first adjustment, one of them just started crying, like, I feel different already. I'm like, you're gonna get better. Your body will heal. You're okay.
You're
We
all right. You're all right.
you're all right.
I say that no telling how many times a day. Like you're gonna be all right.
That's right.
You're gonna be all right. We'll see you Wednesday.
That's right.
And like I know for me, one of the biggest shifts is like the emotional shift sometimes.
Mm.
We had a woman come in with her brand new baby, first baby they've had. So, all that energy and everybody's so happy and we're standing around the baby. Then we see another woman drive up that at 8 months she lost her baby,
Mm.
and it's just like, all right, we got this one tears of joy for, and then this one, same time, tears of sorrow, and just navigating that, and somebody's like, oh, did you rush the one with the baby out? Like, no, like it's all okay. It's all okay.
Tell you, we had that, me and Tammy, when we lost Lily. I was in the hospital and everything was final, it was done. So I walked out. I was going to go get a cup of coffee and just go for a walk. And I walked out, and this patient's husband was out front, and she was in there giving birth. They just gave birth to a little girl, and he's like, "Oh, you guys in labor?" I said, "Yeah, everything's good." And I just kind of talked in circles to get away from the whole situation. And he went back in and said, "Oh, Dr. Steve's here having a baby too." And she said, "They're not due yet. They're not due for like 2 months." So she kind of put two and two together. So they come still, and the daughter comes, and that's around the same age Lily would be. So we have a really cool bond. There's just like a silent bond there. It's like the circle of life. You know what I mean? But here she was holding her newborn, and she knew right away something was wrong. But the husband, I just had to talk in circles to like get away from him because I didn't want to say nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you have that the universe just it's a circle of life, man. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. And it's good you have that with that daughter
Yeah.
too.
Oh, she's an absolute doll.
Yeah.
She's a
Yeah.
doll.
It's good. And and it's good, but there's still that pain at the same time.
Yeah.
But like what could have been, but I know what is. I know what is.
We joke all the time. If it didn't happen, we probably wouldn't have Jamie.
Right?
Jamie's a fireball.
Oh my gosh. That girl, that girl. We were up at Piedmont and it was cold. It was dark. She like, I'm gonna go, I need to go find the lacrosse ball. I'm like, where's it at? Is it in your mama's car? No, I'm gonna go find one. I'm like, all right, listen, you probably won't, but like you're too little probably to be by yourself. We'll go together. And then it's not 10 minutes. She just like, there's a lacrosse ball in the bushes. Then she goes in there and gets it. By that time Tammy's leaving. She like, get in the truck now. And she like, I'm getting this lacrosse ball. And I'm trying to be, the mediator, like, it won't be long. And she just like, hush it, Drew. Tell her to come on.
That's Jamie, man.
I know. And then she got her ball. And then she just like, bye. I'll see you later. I'm like, all right, I'll see you later.
The best was the T-shirt story. Did you get her like a T-shirt or something? Are you wearing one? And she
Yeah,
did.
what the boy that likes the corn. It's
Yeah,
corn. It's corn. We made up a T-shirt that's got him on it that said something about chiropractic. Like everybody loves chiropractic.
yeah,
And yeah, I forgot I sent her a shirt.
yeah. We had no idea what was going on. And she was telling the whole story. I'm like, only you, Jamie. Only
I
you.
know, and if I didn't have an extra one, I would have got more made just to send to
Of
her.
course you would have. Of course.
It's just like, girl, she will convince you to do anything.
Yep.
Like, yes, yes, ma'am, I'll do that. Right. Just like Tammy.
Well, she loves your Boondocks coffee, because you sponsor, you're one of the spot. We got to get more sponsors, by the way. I think we should put
Yeah.
something out there. This came to my mind the other day, but like some of our good Cairo friends put some of their things on here, but she's always mimicking the ad, the Boondocks coffee. And I said, Jamie, it works because you remember it. And she's been doing that for a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got to get ads, and it's yeah, they need to do that for sure. Need to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
it's
things growing, man. People are listening. I mean, it's a good thing.
I think Michelle sent the other day like 200 something thousand listens.
Downloads,
Like,
whatever, which is big in this
yeah,
world of what we're doing.
it's huge. Joe Rogan better watch out.
Big Joe.
Yeah, we're coming for you. And we're
That's
not smoking weed either, bro. Brecca, you better watch out, Brecca.
right.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah, yeah. Well, we could have fun with that one.
it's awesome though, man. It's awesome. We're living a life we don't deserve.
But we got to give Lieberman and Eddie a call. We got to get them on for our pre-DE
Yeah,
episode. And then we're talking about getting them on more. Like we have a lot of fun doing it. So we got to get on some kind of schedule with them. People love those.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
just like I think Ed was saying the other day, have a disclaimer like, hey, listen, this is just some Cairo boys talking. Nobody's endorsing this. but we're just breaking it down, jamming, laughing. Can be everything from New York Giants to baseball to chiropractic to life to anything. Just
What makes
breaking it
us
down.
tick? What makes us tick
Yeah,
is the tick. Yep.
yeah, yeah. That'll be good. And Lieberman, he got big news because since he was on here last, his daughter graduated chiropractic school.
Yep.
Bree is
And
out.
she passed her
Like,
national exam.
yep,
Yeah.
she is ready to go.
She's rocking it. I mean, what a great Papa moment, man.
Yeah. Can you imagine two Liebermans as chiropractors now? Whew,
It's awesome.
it is. It is. I can't wait to see everybody, man.
Yeah. Me ditto, man. It's gonna be great.
It is.
It'll be great. All right,
It
my man.
is.
Let's wrap it up. We ask everybody to like this, share it, get this out there to the world, and help us change lives. We love and appreciate it all. And people have been commenting and giving us some topic ideas, so we appreciate it because as much as we love the ramble, we got to have some
Yeah, we need some direction.
direction, table talk for you because we could talk this stuff forever, man. So love you, Drew, bro.
Right. Yep. Love y'all.
Crush it.